And the recording. Welcome everyone to this week's IPLD DevSync meeting. It's December the 16th, 2019. And as every week, we go through the stuff that we've done last week and then any other topics that we might have. So I was the first one, so I started with myself. This week, I actually did some IPLD stuff just 2 hours ago. As for other people, we also need to have some Rust IPLD stuff. I finally did a new version of the CBOR stuff. So you can encode and decode CBOR. And it's actually based on Serde, although in the past meetings I've said we won't use Serde. But there is a new PR on the CBOR library that I want to use by someone from the IPFS community, and who does the IPFS meetups in Munich. And he worked on, again, it's a hacky way on working around the certain limitations, but at least it's working. And it's been open for like a long time, and it's been discussed with the maintainer of the CBOR stuff. So it's very likely to be merged soon. So therefore I rebased basically my stuff on Serde forks and everything just to use this version. And the code almost looks the same, and it's pretty simple. You can check it out on the link, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And this should at least get people started who want to use IPLD with CBOR. At least get them started and they can use something, and don't have to basically think about how they actually would do it. Yeah. And probably what I also will do this week is getting the multi-hash, the Rust multi-hash updated to the most current version from all the forks. Oh, and also something that I wasn't aware of, there is a Rust IPFS user account on GitHub, or like a group, like an organization, which, yeah, but it's basically mostly only folks without any new contents, but just it was interesting to see that someone asked me questions about this, and then, oh, I've never heard about that one. So there seem to be more people interested in having a Rust IPFS. Yes. Other than that, I just did Filecoin work. Yeah, I think that's all I have. Next one on the list is Eric.
I'm pumped about the Rust stuff. I just opened it now to look, and I'm like, yay. So I think I probably got over a conceptual roadblock and found a new key point in the design for Go IPLD Prime that I, in retrospect, should have seen a while ago, but whatever. I think we're going to end up with a new interface that I'm tentatively calling Node Style. And it's dang near being a node builder factory, just don't tell anyone. It's turned out that there have been something that's been in the design for quite a while now has been on the node interface. There's a method called node builder, and it gives you a node builder that can produce something of the same interior memory layout strategy, and if applicable, any constraints from the types or schema layers as the node that you asked for the builder from. And this is something that's been necessary to build like in-place functional update tools. Like if we wanted to have a variant of JQ in the future that was based on these libraries and did like transforms, then being able to get something, being able to build a new instance of a thing that uses the same strategy as whatever that thing used is important. And it hasn't been, it's also not a gimme because we've got things that can add constraints like the type system, which may or may not be involved. We want to write code generically over that. And we've got things like the advanced data layouts, which may or may not be involved, and we won't write code generically over that, and things like this. So this is why that has been there. The new thing that I want to introduce is this concept called node style, where now the node interface will have a style method, which returns to you the node style. And from this, you can get a node builder in the same way as before. What's good about this new interaction is going to be we can also put a bunch of other things on the node style concrete type. So it's easier to add fancy things and put them there by feature detection and other interfaces. So like if I want to build a custom piece of code that lets you do this kind of like construct with amend style using copy and write, yada, yada, I'll do that by putting additional features on the node style and using interfaces to do feature detection at that point, instead of adding it to every node builder contract in the universe, which is what I've been doing right now, and it's turned out to be kind of infuriating. So yeah, I think this is going to fix some problems. But this is a flash in the pan idea from a couple hours ago, so we'll see. There's a bunch more textual note form if you want to follow up on that, but that's my big thing for the coming next major refactor cycle. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a big breaking change. But one of those, it's become clear for a while now that one of those was needed, and this is also going to address the clarity about when something is doing new allocations in a node tree build cycle versus when it's not, I hope. So I think this is part of the answer to that big messy blob as well.
Cool. Also, I forgot to say, Eric, that it would be cool if you could have a quick look over the Rust code. Just basically, my major thing is that I kind of would like if the names are kind of consistent. So basically, if we name a thing like link or CID or byte or bytes or those things kind of that, I mean, because it doesn't really matter, but like basically it doesn't matter for the language, but if it's consistent, it's way better just to, yeah, so those things.
Totally.
And yeah, cool. Peter, do you have any
Nope, don't have anything IPLD specific aside from the thread that I'm kicking back and forth about the verification of seeking, but we have too little of a quorum today to talk about this, I feel like. So yeah, nothing this time.
I just saw on some PR about the Unix FS v1.5 M time thing. So I was just interested in like there was a discussion about how protocol buffers, like how the protocol buffer libraries we use serialize something.
I
read it, I was like, what?
Much simpler than that. Basically, if we add an extra field, how do we say this field is 0 or this field has not been supplied? And because JavaScript has things a little bit differently, we took a detour that actually ended up nowhere. So in the Go protobuf stuff, you basically get a reference back, so you can just check, is it a nil or not? Whereas in JavaScript, actually you have to call has underscore the name of the field. This is the only way to tell. Otherwise, it's all zeros, whether it's applied or not. And from there, basically, there was a lot of back and forth. Well, how do we do that? But at the end, it basically, all of these PRs got closed without any action. So,
okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, because I was a bit concerned because I want to change the protocol buffers library we use in JavaScript at one point, but this should also be safe. So.
Yeah, as long as it has it generates the has methods to basically can tell you that is there or not. Yeah, yeah. The only other thing outstanding that probably Wednesday shall start pushing for it once things quiet down a little bit, to have M time be repeated instead of an optional, so that if you supply it once, it's the time. If you supply it twice, it's the time and the fractional part. Because right now there is basically no high precision M time, and pretty much everybody wants that, but nobody kind of pushed for a way to do that. And yeah, I mean, I want it. Alex wants it. Steven is like, yeah, sure, whatever. And yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else? Where is my pad? So did anyone put any other items? Nope. Yeah, well, just the time's off, so I will be off till January 10th. And I probably will actually be off. So it's not like off working, but so don't expect any meetings for me to show up or reply to emails. Yeah.
I'll be half working until the 5th.
Cool.
I think I'll also be mostly off, except anyone in the group or our huge audience online who's going to be at CCC. Say hello. Yeah, I figured. But seriously, of all the countless people who watch it online, find us and shout at us at CCC. It's such a cool. You should do it.
Yes, we will not be found in the cryptocurrency corner, though. It's going to be somewhere else.
Cool. Yeah, then I guess it's probably the last meeting of the year, I guess, because I don't expect anyone next week to show up. So
yeah, I'm gonna that time.
And that week afterwards probably also not, I guess. So, well, then yeah, have a good time, and we see us in the new year. And
Happy New Year.
if you want to do a meeting without me, feel free. All right, cool.
Cool.
Then,
ciao.
Bye.